morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick. My name is Callie Say, and usually we go over our horse trailers that we have new or used on this lot, but today we're going to go over a different type of horsepower. You might have seen some of these. We debuted them last year at Stock Show. This is our Cimarron Freedom Series trailer. It is actually a toy hauler, so a little bit different type of horsepower used on this trailer. But what we found is that there's a huge gap in the market for a really high quality toy hauler that can hold up more like a horse trailer, that has the resale value more like a horse trailer. So thus the Cimarron Freedom was born. This trailer is built very structurally similar to our horse trailers, so you're still going to have the 4-inch centers on the floor. You're still going to have that famous Cimarron half-inch thick FiberTech insulated roof on it. So structurally you're going to be very, very sound on this trailer. It's not going to be like those fiberglass ones that you have to trade off every couple years because they're starting to wear and rumble apart. So let's go ahead and start this tour today. So the first thing you'll notice is this is a little bit taller than our horse trailers. So we've actually made these 710 tall. They're on 7K axles, and we did a spread on them. So number one, that spread will help distribute some of that weight, get it off of the tongue, but it also looks really cool. And that's one of the good things about these trailers is you're definitely going to turn some heads going down the road. You're still going to have the nitrogen filled tires with that Lion's Head warranty. It's a 1-year, no questions asked for road hazard, 2-year roadside assistance, and 5 years against any manufacturer's defects. So you've got really good running gear under this trailer. You're also going to have these button lights to kind of give you an idea of where your trailer ends if you're driving around at night, as well as them running up across on the top rail there. I just really like the look of those button lights. I think they're really sharp and they'll get you noticed. Something else we do on all our inventory trailers here at Transwest, pretty much anything that's over 26 feet in length, we'll get one of these little side turn signals here. It just lets people know your longer trailer. This one is 29 feet on the floor, so it'll kind of give people an idea that you're trying to get over, you're trying to make a move, kind of give you a little bit of a head start in those turn lanes. A lot of people wonder, well, what is this on the side of a toy hauler? This is actually a roof vent that a lot of you will see on our horse trailers. But one of the things you need to do when you have vehicles and anything that kind of puts off fumes in these toy haulers is you actually need a way to kind of vent that. So these roof vents are great. They work really well. We've been using them on years for horse trailers, so why not put them on the side of a trailer as well? All right. So right here, you have a little man door. So if you don't feel like putting down the ramp to get in and out of your trailer, we've got a nice little step here. Helps you get up and down. This trailer is actually blocked by 3 inches, and we rotated these axles 22.5 degrees down. So what that does is it actually picks up your trailer to give it a lot more clearance. We don't expect a lot of these people that are using these trailers are going to be just going down the highways all the time. There's a good chance you're going to be going off-road, out to the desert, maybe take it out to Moab. And those washboard roads, they can get a little tricky. So by giving yourself a little bit more clearance, you're giving yourself a little more forgiveness. Maybe you won't get in a fight with your spouse because they're concerned about you driving on those roads because you're worried about ripping your tanks off. So having that additional clearance is really, really awesome, but it does come with a price to pay, and that is that this is a really high step to get into without it. So having this step on a little gas shock, it'll stay safely tucked up against your trailer when you're going down the road, but it just makes it a lot easier to get in, to be honest. All right. So right back here, you kind of get the full expanse of the garage area. This trailer actually has a 16-foot garage on it. So what we've done here at Transwest is Cimarrons are custom-built trailers, and the Outlaw conversions that we put in them are custom conversions. But we kind of wanted to streamline the process a little bit and get on our lot some inventory that was basically 2 different schools of thought. So we have this one right here that doesn't have a slide, doesn't have an onboard generator, maybe is in a more comfortable price point for a lot of people, and if you don't have a super big truck to pull it, this is a really, really great option for you. But we also have a bigger one that has an onboard generator and a slide out if you need a little more room. Maybe you want to be able to be a little bit, or maybe you want the option to be able to boondock a little bit more and not be connected to power all the time. So this little setup is really great for those that are maybe just getting into it. There's just 2 people involved, and you just want your toys to go down to the road. But both of these trailers actually have 16-foot garages, so you're not sacrificing any garage space just because you want a slightly smaller footprint. So one of the things I really like about these trailers is these cable assist ramp, this cable assist ramp right here. It makes it so that somebody who's not very strong like me can actually put this ramp up and down by themselves. Once you get to a certain point, it actually starts to suck it back in. So it makes it really, really user-friendly for those of us that aren't very strong. A lot of people wonder what we've got up here. This is a spoiler like you would see on a lot of cars. But one of the great things that does is, number one, it actually helps keep a lot of that dirt that swirls behind your trailer away from this door. So if you'll drive down the road, you'll notice a lot of horse trailers and everything, they'll get a lot of grime built up on that back door. And that's because that whirlwind of dust and dirt is kind of swirling right at the back of the trailer. So this actually forces the air kind of away from that back door, so you're not getting all that dirt and everything sucked back into your trailer. We seal these really well, but there's always a chance that some of that air and dirt will start to get back there. So this is kind of a secondary measure that'll help protect against that. Keep everything a lot cleaner. It's less sweeping for you, more time you get to play with your toys. So let's check this out really quick here. We've got this easy clean surface. This rubber you can just sweep out, mop out, and we've actually got marine grade carpet on here, so if you do ever need to just spray this area out, that is something you can do. It'll just take a little bit longer for the carpet to dry, but it's not like the carpet you have at home. It doesn't hold mildew and old odors quite as much, and a little soap and water will help clean it up really nicely. We've got 2 couches in here. This is how they look folded up against the wall. But the nice thing is, if you've got kids or grandkids or friends that maybe you don't want to share your living space with, this is a really great place for them to put them, so that they have a kind of a private little area to themselves. It actually folds down into a bed, so you can have 2 of these folded down, sleep quite a bit of people back here. We've also got a lot of storage in this trailer. So you've got this big shelf up here, a lot of your oil cans and everything like that. Throw all your spare parts. They're not going to be rumbling around. You're not going to have to worry about them shooting around as you're driving down the road. Right up here, we have these really nice big cabinets. If you've got helmets and gloves and everything like that, there's a nice place to throw them. Your stuff isn't going to get tossed around once again up there. And these cabinets are built at Cimarron, so you'll notice they're really high quality, not just going to rattle apart. Got these nice hooks to hang all your tie downs, maybe your hoses, everything like that. Everybody that's got snowmobile gear, you've always got a lot of stuff you need to hang up and let dry. So by having this, it's just a really nice little clean space. You can get really organized in here. Got a little window back here, so if you do have people sleeping in here, they can keep it nice and dark in here while they sleep and not get woken up by sunrise if they've been up a little too late the night before. This one right here I always find funny because people are always like, well, how do I get this down? Very similar to our horse trailers where you've got those pop sockets that are against the trailers for our drop down windows. So this keeps it nice and back while you're driving down the road. But it also allows you to have a nice work area if you need to clean your filters or anything like that. This is a great place to kind of set up shop and do that. So everybody can use a little workbench there. And the last thing I'll kind of want to mention in here is that, as you'll notice on the floor, we do have airliner cargo track running down both sides of this trailer. I really like this cargo track because you can have so many different accessories these days. There's a lot of things that can hook into these airliner cargo tracks. I've even had people install them against the walls, so if they've got like tables or chairs that they want to strap up front, sometimes they'll request we put a little bit more up front. So if you want to make some modifications to that, this is definitely a trailer you can do that on. Up above, you'll notice it's got the OptiBrite lights. This is not going to be dark and dingy garage that you're trying to use a flashlight to see. You've got plenty of light. It bounces off really nice off of these white aluminum sheets. You've got power outlets, so you can do everything you need to do. It might even be set up better than your garage that you have at home. So if you guys want to buy this trailer and use it as a garage permanently, there will be no judgment from me. All right, so one of the things people get really excited about is we've actually got a 30-gallon fuel cell on this, or fueling station on this trailer. So you see this diamond plate here. You actually got a fuel tank under there. So if you're out in the desert and you don't want to have to keep running back and forth to town, or you hate having to wrestle with all of those big gas cans. I know that my husband, he races motorcycles, and we're always having to carry those gas cans around. They're always leaking. They're always putting off a lot of fumes. This is a great solution. I think a toy hauler should always come with this. It's really easy. You just pull up to the pump, you fill it while you're filling your truck. You've got a nozzle in here with a fuel pump. It's frozen right now, but we have done other videos with these trailers. So if you really want to see that, we can check it out, or we can film one separately for you if that's easier. But that is a really handy little space there on this trailer. We've got these frameless windows. Once again, they just look really sharp. I like them too because when you're in the rain, you can still open them without having the rain kind of shooting right into your trailer. So nice, beautiful frameless windows here. Once again, the turn signal light. On this trailer, you've actually got a 60-gallon 60-gallon water tank on board. So if you do want to be a little bit more remote and not have to be connected to utilities, you do have onboard water that you can use. We've also upgraded this with some bigger tanks. So under here, when I talked about not wanting to rip your tanks off, Outlaw does a really great job of working with Cimarron to make sure they can tuck their tanks up really, really well so that you're not going to scrape them off going over a big bump or anything. But these are bigger holding tanks than normal. Our standard is 30 and 30. These are 39 and 39. So you'll get a little bit more use out of them than our standard tanks. City water connection. So if you do want to be here using it in town, that is an option. Something unique about this trailer is we've actually got 50 amp service for this trailer. So we set this one up. It's got one air conditioner unit on it right now, but it has the ability to have another one. It's already pre-braced in that garage area. So if you do want to make it a little more comfortable, maybe you are using that garage a little more full-time as a living area when you're not having your toys in there, it is pre-braced and pre-wired for that AC. So it's really easy for us to add that on. And by upgrading it to the 50 amp service, you have plenty of power set up for that as well. All right, so under here, most people would expect you to have batteries in this part of the trailer. We've actually got the inverter in here. So this is a Xantrex 2000 watt Freedom inverter. On the bigger ones, we have the 3000 watt, but these ones, they don't have a slide. They have a few less interior features, so the 2000 does a great job. This inverter gets a little bit hotter than the batteries, So we like it out here because it gives it a nice place to vent, gets plenty of fresh air, and our batteries are actually Lion Energy batteries, so they're lithium ion. And by putting the batteries inside, they don't like the cold quite as much, so we keep them inside. They stay a little bit warmer, and the inverter gets to hang out where it's a little bit happier as well. Got your master disconnects in here, and something that I like to point out is just how clean everything is through Outlaw. So Outlaw, if you'll notice, you've got like the house recharge, like everything is labeled in this, the fuel pump. So if you have a problem, it's really easy for you to pinpoint, or a tech to pinpoint where everything is. Outlaw has every schematic for every trailer they've ever built. So if you do have any issues, they have a 24/7, 365-day customer support line that they can help you, walk you through some issues, and they can get you the help you need to get you back on the road. So really, really great little inverter there. And then since we're inside, we'll kind of go over what that allows you to do. Big 30-pound propane bottles here. So we've upgraded from those 20s. We don't feel like the 20s provide quite enough if you're going to be using it quite a bit. So if you're going somewhere that's a little colder and you want to run your furnace a lot, or maybe you're taking a lot of showers and they're not connected to power, it's just really nice to have those bigger bottles, not have to refill them so often. Right here you have an electric over hydraulic jack. It's really nice. This is a big trailer. You don't want to hand crank it up and down. These electric over hydraulic jacks, they work really fast. At the turn of a key, you can raise and lower it very, very easily. So we've had really great luck with these. If in the event of an issue, you can always hand pump these up and down. It's just really nice to have an option like this. All right. So now we're about to go into the inside. I just wanted to point out a few more things on the exterior here. Right here, you have your side slats on this trailer. So these extruded aluminum sides, they've actually got triple hollow slats inside of them. So that hollow actually allows for quite a bit more strength. It's cold today, otherwise I'd try banging on this, but this adds a lot more strength to the side of your trailer. Right here is where the majority of your scratches and everything will come in. You've got little kids running around, lots of branches and everything like that. So we wanted something a little more heavy duty to go on this lower part of the trailer. Something that we carry on our horse trailers. We find that works really well against the abuse that horses put on it. So, you know, if you drop a bike into the side of this, you're probably not going to be nearly as upset as if you do it on this upper aluminum sheet. This is an 050 aluminum, so it's a lot more heavy duty than a lot of the trailers that you'll see out there, but it is more scratch and dent prone than the lower extrusion. So we carried that across the lower half of this trailer for a really nice look. Up above, you have your awning on this trailer. So this is actually an armless awning. The really nice thing about that is if it's dark at night, maybe you forgot to turn on your lights here, if you've got kids running back and forth, they're not going to run into the arms and end up knocking themselves out. This goes out real nice and clean, kind of like this. On a warmer day, we'll put it out when it's not quite so frozen. But it's just a really nice little feature to have on this trailer. Everybody wants somewhere to hang out and get out of the sun on a hot day. All right, so now we're going to step up into our living quarters here. So as I mentioned, this trailer is 29 feet on the floor, 7'10" tall. You get a lot more head clearance on these trailers than like a standard horse trailer would. This one doesn't have a slide, but you'll notice it's quite roomy without one. So you save some weight by not having the slide, as well as some cost savings there. We included a couch on this one, and you've got a little single leg table that I'll show you in the bathroom. This couch easily folds down just like the ones in back. So if you want to make it into a bed, have another person sleep here, you can. And then it just easily folds right back up. So I mentioned the batteries are on this trailer. on the interior. So on these ones with no slides, you're going to have 3 of those Line Energy batteries on here. These batteries are lithium ion. The orientation doesn't matter. They don't off-put harmful fumes like a lead acid battery would. You would not want to put one of these on the interior if it was a lead acid battery. They're in a nice fireproof enclosure here. And we keep them inside because while lithium ion batteries, they're amazing to have. They're much more expensive than your lead acid, but they have a lifetime warranty against them. But they don't quite like the cold. So they'll still discharge power below freezing, but they don't really like to accept charge until they've warmed up enough. So by putting them inside, you're usually going to be running your furnace. You're usually going to be quite a bit warmer. So we'll keep those batteries warmer as well. All right, I'll check it inside here. So big closet here when you walk in, pantry storage, everything you need to bring on a long trip here. Little grab handle to get up into the bed. This is an Outlaw mattress here, so I've heard they're very, very comfortable. I've actually had customers order them after the fact. This TV works for the bed area as well as swivels around, so if you wanted to use it on the couch, you can easily see, kind of reposition that. One of the things I wanted to point out, my hands are getting a little cold, is that every Outlaw trailer will come with this warranty handbook here. So one of the great things about this is you've got a handy little place to put all your service records. It goes through a lot of your questions that you may have. You know, there's a lot of information we provide during these walkthroughs, so if you need to just have a quick little cheat sheet on a lot of things like generator maintenance, how to operate your fridge, all the manuals are in here. This is something I recommend keeping in your trailer. It also has the contact number for them, so if you do have any issues that you need to talk to them about kind of outside of business hours, you can get a hold of them with that emergency number there. This trailer has a little flip-up countertop for a little extra prep space here. With a 13-foot short wall, you don't have nearly as much room, so it's nice to utilize every little space that you have. This is something that you'll see on a lot of the van conversions they're doing these days. 2-burner cooktop with a small sink. A lot of people, when they're going out on these trips, one of the things we hear most is that you're not going to be inside a lot. So when you're inside, you want to be comfortable, but maybe you don't want to take up every nook and cranny just to cook when you're usually going to be grilling or cooking outside. So this little thing has been very handy to kind of maximize space and still get what you need to get everything cleaned up and cooked. We've got a little microwave up here, so if you get somewhere late at night and you're not quite ready to break out all the cookware, you can microwave a quick meal or warm up your coffee in the morning. More storage as well up above. You'll notice that you're not going to see a lot of extra wires dangling around. Outlaw has all these little trap doors in all their trailers under the cabinet so they can run their wires. Don't have to worry about splicing, single run, and they know where everything is. Your little inverter is right here. So this inverter actually allows you to run everything except like your AC off of your batteries. So if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you don't have power, you don't feel like running a generator, this little inverter can run your TV, your microwave, some of your outlets and your lights and everything like that off of your batteries. Your AC just draws a little too much power to be able to use it for very long, so we don't have that hooked up to the system. But it's really, really handy to have. And the nice thing about those lithium ion batteries is they actually are able to put out more charge over a longer period of time than a standard lead acid battery. So you've actually got a little bit more camping time allowed on these trailers. Right down here, you do have your water heater This can run off of gas or electric. So if you're plugged in, you can heat it up with the electric. If not, it'll run off your propane. Got a nice big fridge here with freezer above. So you're really not sacrificing. You may be in a smaller living quarters, but you're not sacrificing a whole lot as to what you can bring on this trailer. And a lot of people are, if you need a little additional space, a lot of those little coolers they're coming out with, like the little Domestics, we found are really, really popular. So as I mentioned before, you do have an AC unit. It is ducted, so you can kind of control where you want your air to blow. You've also got a 25,000 BTU furnace on this trailer, so some of those colder days, kick the furnace on. We should have done it today, and you'll stay nice and toasty. You've got a pocket door, so you don't have to worry about swinging it out into the space and having to have people move. This pocket door moves in and out really, really easily. As I mentioned before, you do have that little single leg table right here. So if you do need to have a meal and maybe you want to be a little more comfortable, so you went with the couch, but you still want somewhere to eat off of, that's a really nice little pop it in, throw the table on, and you are ready to go. Down below here, you've actually got your 60-gallon fresh water tank. It's got that access panel, but you can also access it right through here. This little trap door as well. So it's really nice. Get a lot of storage above it, but it's also back here a little bit closer to the wheel wells. Big shower for those of you that are a little taller. You're not going to be quite so claustrophobic in here. You've got a nice skylight. This puts off a lot of natural light as well. So like I walked in here and almost forgot to turn on the lights because there was actually quite a bit of light in this trailer. So it's really nice to have that bigger shower. Throw your towel in there, you're good to go. Nice big medicine cabinet. Some people still want to look pretty good while they're out in the desert, so you've got nice bright lights above this mirror vanity here, so you can see what you're doing in the morning to get ready. Big sink, and then once again talk about Outlaw, how well they do everything. You're not going to notice a lot of garden hoses or anything. You're going to notice house grade fixtures and finishes on this trailer. Everything is going to be really easy to find, well labeled. All right, and then last but not least, you do have access to your garage. So if you do have those kids back there, they can still access the bathroom at night without bugging you and having to come in through that front door. So, all right, we're going to work our way back to the front here. So I know there's a huge market for people that want a really high quality toy hauler. A lot of people have been burned by their current toy haulers and they just want something that will last, something that is maybe a little more streamlined. They can get it in and out of those national parks, or you're not worried about it ripping apart going down the road. This is a lot more simple, a lot more high quality. I think that you'll find that a lot of people are going to start really enjoying these trailers here. So we do have a couple here on our lot. We can also custom build them if maybe this is not quite what you're looking for. But all of these Freedoms are on closeout right now to make room for the incoming models. So if you want to look up this one and kind of see what kind of deal you can get on it, it is a 2020 Cimarron Freedom. The stock number for this one is 5N191175. You can find it at transwest.com. Or if you have other questions on this trailer, I'd be more than happy to send you any more videos or pictures, answer any of your questions. My name is Callie Say. You can reach me at 970-309-6368. You can text this number too if you don't quite feel like talking in the morning. I really appreciate everyone tuning in with us today. I know it was a cold day, but I think this trailer did a good job of showing off. So appreciate it, and everybody stay warm.